Hi, boys and girls. I'm going to read a book today. It comes from our National Geographic reading program. It's called You and Me Together. And it's a book about families. I don't know if you've noticed, but the last couple of books we've read have been about families. Remember Geo and his family? Do you remember Feast for 10? That was about a family who had a feast together. And on Zoom on Friday, I had you guys listen to the Three Bears. And that's about a family too, a bear family, right? So the unit we're working on, Unit 2, is all about families. Okay, so that's why the books have all kind of had a theme. That's the theme. Okay, I'm going to read the big book, and it's a really big book. Look, it's almost as big. Here's my head, and here's my stomach. It's a big book, so it's kind of hard to turn the pages. So what I'll do is I might have to flip it around here. It says, You and Me Together. It's about moms, dads, and kids around the world. You guys are going to enjoy this, okay? I'm going to put my glasses on. Now, this is... Oh boy, this book is big. I should have done this lesson from school when I had that easel. Okay, here we are together. Together, me and you, sharing a joke. So here is a boy with his mother. Now you can see that the mother has kind of a dress that's wrapped around her. It's like a big giant scarf. And then the boy has kind of also a piece of cloth wrapped around him. They dress, and what it is this family lives in Africa. They live in a different country, and they dress a little different than we do here. Okay, so the families are enjoying some shade and a ride. So here is a family sitting they're sitting in the shade of a tree. The boy's playing the trumpet, and his daddy is maybe teaching him. They've got some music here. And the ride, look, this family's enjoying a ride on a horse. This is a beautiful picture. They're riding across a little creek. And that's, looks like a mother and two boys, her sons. Okay, let me turn the page. Wow, okay. Families enjoy playing a tune or two. You know, I don't know where this is. I'm thinking this could be somewhere in the east. It could be India. It could be China. It could be Thailand. It could be lots of different places. But see what they're doing? They're playing music together. Looks like a guitar. I think they might have another name for it. And I am so sorry that those pictures are kind of hard to see. Okay, families enjoy taking a nap, a walk, our time together, me and you. So here, this little boy is taking a nap in the car. Have you guys ever done that before? I know my kids used to. It looks like mommy or daddy are driving and the little boy is taking a nap and laying his head down on the lap. Okay, and then this family, this looks like a mother and a little boy, and they probably come from another country, and I'm not sure where. I have read this book before. I think it might tell us at the end. We'll find out. Our time together, me and you, walking, taking a nap, talking, playing music. Okay, holding a hand. All right, this is a beautiful picture. This little girl is holding her mommy's hand. Holding a pet. So, boys and girls, this is also from another country. This could be Africa. Okay, and here's a dad. Look how he's dressed. Look at that fancy robe he has and his necklaces. And that's the way they dress there. And here's a little boy holding a little lamb. Okay, holding a pet, a rig. Now I have a feeling that that is Japan or China or Thailand or the Philippines. And it looks, I kind of think I know what that is. That might be a rice paddy right there. They grow rice. And the boy and his father are working. They're both holding rakes together. Okay, telling a tale or two. Now I think this boy and his father, I think they either live in Mexico or it could be South America. And they're just standing around. Look, they both have cowboy hats on. And they're just telling stories, just talking. Okay, families making a mess. and a meal, a life together, me and you. So, oh, they're making a mess. It looks like they were eating. Are they eating? No, painting. It looks like they've got paint and they've got it all over their faces. I think they're being silly. They're both happy. They're both smiling. Okay, and here they're making a meal. And they're sitting on the beach and they're cooking over the fire. So this book shows families from all over the world. Catching a fish. Oh, Lane, you're going to love this one, right? That kind of looks like you and your daddy fishing. Okay, catching a fish. That could be a dad and a son in Canyon Lake, right? Catching a fish, sitting on the dock. Catching a fish, catching a bus, catching a ball. So the little girl and her daddy are on a bus. Okay, but here, these children, this also looks like it's either Africa or India, and they're playing a game with a ball. Dancing a turn or two. And it looks like maybe a girl and a dad, but it's some of the family, and they're dancing outside on the grass. Dancing a step, a turn or two. Seeing the sun, a storm. Okay, right there, they're looking at the sun coming through that cave. Right here, they're walking with umbrellas. The world together, me and you. You and me together forever, me and you. This is a beautiful picture. There's a daddy and a son in a canoe, and they're rowing with the oar, and they're on a big, big lake. Okay, I'll read that one again. You and me together forever, me and you. This is such a beautiful book. Hey, moms, dads, and kids around the world. So they're showing us where all those families came from. And I don't know if you can see the map of the world. Okay, and they put dots. So I think I was right on most of them. There was a family from India. There was a family from New Guinea and one from Indonesia. There was a family from Australia, okay, and from Brazil, okay, and Guatemala. So they were showing, all those pictures were families from around the world, not just in the United States of America. Okay, but families really, no matter where you live, families love to be together. That's why this book is called You and Me Together. Okay, I'm gonna show you, I brought that book home from school because last week, when we did these pages, I said, don't do this yet, okay? I'm gonna hold off and do these pages after I read the story. So the main idea, the topic, what that book was about mostly, I know there's a lot of details and a lot of things going on in that book, but the main idea, the most important thing that we get out of that book is that families like to be together, right? Whether you're fishing or walking or playing music or dancing or eating or doing art, all those things that the families were doing, we like to be with our families, don't we? Because you know what? You can have friends now, and later on you'll grow up and have new friends, and in high school you'll have new friends, and when you're an adult you'll have new friends, but your family's always going to stay the same. And your family, no matter how old, you guys are only 5 or 6 years old, you love your family now, you're still going to love your family when you're older, when you're a teenager, and when you're a grown-up. You're always going to love your family. They'll always be there for you. So it says, things families do together. And it says in the directions, remind children that the topic of the story, You and Me Together, is families. Read the main idea in the center. Have each child draw one detail from the book. So from the story I just read, let's draw some details. This is called a web. So in the middle, it has the main idea, and we get to come up with 4. It's not a sequencing paper, so we're not retelling this story. Well, we sort of are, but it doesn't have to be in order. So I'm thinking of one. Oh, I liked so many of them. But since I like to do music, and my daughter used to play the piano and my son played the guitar, and they used to do music together, so I'm going to do that one. Do you remember the mother and the little girl playing the guitar? Okay, so I'm going to draw a picture of the mom And I would go back and look at that page, but I kind of want to just get this done. I think that she was kind of sitting on the ground, if I remember right. And she had the guitar laying on the ground. Okay, and she was playing it. It might not have been called a guitar. It could be like a mandolin or something, and she was strumming it like this, and she was sitting on the ground. And then her daughter was sitting there too. So they were playing music. Now I'm going to write that. I'm going to write play music. You don't have to, but I'm just doing that so we can see. Okay, one of the topics, one of the things I remember is that families like to play music or listen to music together. The other thing I remember when they were cooking over the fire, you remember that one? They were on the beach and they were cooking over the fire. Now, your family might not do that unless you're camping, but maybe you guys like to cook together indoors too, right? So here's the fire, and then they had kind of a thing here, and I'll draw a couple of people sitting here. All right, I'm trying to do this really fast, so my pictures are not going to be as good. You guys, your pictures can be better because you're going to take your time. So we've got cooking over the fire. I just did a quick little picture. I might fix it up later. So I'll write cooking. Like your families like to cook together. Okay, families like to play games together, right? Okay, there were some playing games. They were playing ball. Any kind of games. So that's one thing families like to do. There were a whole bunch of kids playing with a ball. And I don't know if they were brothers or sisters, but they could have been, or they could have been cousins. Okay. Families like to play together. Have fun together, right? All right, I'm just going to write play. Okay. And then there was the fishing one. Lane, I bet you're going to do the fishing one, right? Trying to think of another one. You remember that they just like to walk and be together? Hold hands. I like that one. All right, if you're walking with your mommy or daddy, sometimes you might want to hold their hand. Okay, so that's the one I'm going to do. Now, yours doesn't have to be just like mine, because you might remember some details from the story that maybe I didn't remember. Okay, or I just didn't have time to do them all, right? Okay, my pictures are not the best. I bet your pictures are going to be better than mine, but I have two. I have like a mother and son, and they're walking and they're holding hands, and these guys are playing ball. So I'm going to say they like to be together or hold hands. Okay, so I picked out 4 details from the story, but there were a lot of details, so you can do your own. This is the comprehension page. It's just called Identifying the Main Idea and Supporting Details. Now this one I'm going to do really fast. Okay, the reason I had you guys watch that video on Zoom on Friday, the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, is that I know most of you already knew that story, right? It's a good one. You've probably known it for a long time, and you may have heard it, you know, in a book or in a movie or in a video, but I wanted to make sure everybody heard it, okay? And I'm also assigning a seesaw activity where you guys get to listen to Goldilocks and the Three Bears and retell the story. Well, this one just says that we've been reading books about families. So it says down here, it says read the topic in the center, families, right? Okay, have children draw or write about a family from the story You and Me Together in the left. Have them draw or write about the bear family in the right circle. Okay, so on the right, I'm going to draw the bear family. We had Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. Baby Bear's going to be smaller, right? And they went out for a walk. Hey, I'm going to finish that later, okay? And I'll post the picture because I just drew their heads right now so that I can hurry. Okay, and then I'm going to draw about a family in You and Me Together. Okay, so I liked all of that book. I'll draw the one when they're walking again. Okay, so you can draw a family in the book You and Me Together. I just thought about the one where they were raking, and they were working in the rice paddy, or the fishing. But I'll draw, so our stories have been about families. Okay, so there's them walking together in You and Me Together, and then this is going to be my bear family over here. Well, what do they have in common? The 3 bears like to walk together, didn't they? And the mother and the son like to walk together holding hands, right? And the 3 bears went for a walk in the woods, or the 3 bears sit down and eat together, right? And so did the other families like to eat together. The 3 bears went upstairs and looked in their beds. They like to sleep together. and the families in the story were taking a nap together, okay? So this is that, and then I'm just gonna super fast, parents. You guys might have noticed that we didn't do this one. So really fast, the directions here, this would have been one in the classroom where the kids cut the pictures apart, work with partners or small groups. It says cut the cards apart, paste on index cards, use the cards. Okay, what it was we talk about pronouns. So pronouns are words like I, of course, because we just used I, that was our sight word, I, but they're also like he, okay, or she, or him, or her, or they. So pronouns are words that take the place of the noun when you're talking. All right, so this girl here, we know she's a girl, but we could also say she, okay? And this girl here, she looks sad. Now, I don't know her name, so maybe her name's Susie. Susie is sad. But if we don't know her name, we could say she or the girl, right? Okay, he looks surprised, doesn't he? He, okay? He or him. I see him and he looks happy. You might be singing. Ooh, this guy's angry, right? All right, him. I don't know the boy's name, but I can call him him. Now there's children and I don't know their names, but I could call them they. The children are playing. They are playing. So you really don't have to do this. You can throw it away or the kids can color it or whatever. This is one that we would have just spent a little bit of time. And so we're all caught up and now tomorrow we can start our new letter. Thanks.